lot coming out, video, photos, knowing that this suspect is possibly from here, Torrance, California. But I want to get to retired Marine Intelligence Officer Hal Kuemper. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Leslie.
Okay, so many people wondering, first and foremost, how could a gunman get this close to the president during such a high-profile and high-security event?
Well, what you saw was clearly how he did it was he ran. He basically went as fast as possible. You have multiple layers of security. That is, they didn't get to the inner perimeter by any means. That's sort of the outer perimeter. They're doing the magnetometer, the sweeps, and he literally ran to see how far he could get. He got a ways, but he certainly didn't get into the venue by any means. And he was stopped. And you saw how quickly Secret Service responded to that they were able to not just physically stop him, but everybody drew their weapons and they were ready to take him under fire. It's interesting that he was apparently shooting as he was going in because he hit one officer. Fortunately, the round was hit his ballistic vest and didn't cause serious injury. But nonetheless, it does show you the danger that they were facing, and that can happen. I mean, the president pretty much said you have one person out there. They may be very smart, but they may be mentally imbalanced, and they can think of a way to get in there. And it's not as true as it used to be, but we used to say that it's very difficult to stop somebody who's willing to trade their life to take out the target. I don't know if that's as true as it was, because I think we've improved our protocols since then quite a bit. But it is challenging to figure out every possible way that someone can do an attack like this. And fortunately, he was stopped, but it was a wake-up call to everybody there.
Well, speaking of a wake-up call, Hal, does this change the dynamics of approaching security at an event like this or even future events with the president moving forward? Or is this proof of, okay, this worked, at least to a certain degree? I'm curious as to how, if anything, things change after this.
Well, Gio, after every attempt or attack on the president, protocols always get improved. They get modified. They get changed. It goes. In fact, after every major attack on any VIP, everybody, particularly the Secret Service, examines it, dissects it, tries to figure out what they can do better. So I imagine there's going to be some things that are taken from this where they realize he shouldn't have got as far as he got. What can we do to stop that in the future? And they may come up with a plan. Could be put some more physical obstacles to stop somebody from running like that. That could have been something they realize now in hindsight that they may have wanted to do a more circuitous route. We do that with vehicles a lot, where you see vehicles going into a place and they'll have to go back and forth to get in. Well, that's to keep them from getting a high rate of speed. It's tougher to do with somebody on foot, but it is possible to vector it in such a way to slow them down. That may be something they consider in the future. It could have been the dynamics of this place. The president did mention it's difficult to secure a facility. That's true with a lot of these venues. They weren't designed with security in mind, and so it is difficult to secure them. And sometimes you try to mitigate these vulnerabilities, but you can't overcome every possible attack vector that presents itself.
A lot to take away from this, a lot to learn as well, given the situation. Retired Marine Intelligence Officer Hal Kuemper. Hal, thank you so much for giving us your time on this Saturday night.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.